Wanting to learn how to raise capital for your business? In this video, we are going to look at the sales and business tips that we can learn from Undercover Billionaire Season 2, Episode 3, featuring Elaine Culotti. Let's go.
They're going undercover in cities they've never been to with only $100, a cell phone with no contacts, and an old truck. All they'll have are the business principles they use to become successful. At the end of 90 days, all three businesses will be independently evaluated.
If it's a penny short of $1 million, I'll put in $1 million.
For those new to this channel, these three investors have to take $100 and turn it into $1 million business within 90 days with only a contactless cell phone and an old truck. If you haven't got caught up to speed, you can check out my previous videos by clicking the Undercover Billionaire playlist link below. Also, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel and like this video to help with the algorithm, and you'll be notified as videos come through. Also, you can get a copy of my book, The Right Defense for a Traffic Offense in Virginia, by clicking the Amazon link in the description below. So in episode 2, Elaine Culotti determined that she wants to build a business through the Shepherd's Inn, and she wanted to convince Russell, who was the owner of the building, to take part. So as we come into episode 3, we're going to be looking to see how Elaine plans to develop that business around the Shepherd's Inn, which is going to consist of a deli, a grocery store, as well as the rented rooms upstairs. So let's check out her goals for the week.
The first thing I'm going to do is try to raise $10,000 on my own, and then I'm going to use that money to get the place cleaned up and get it painted. I've got to get the Shepherd's Inn ready for investors to come in and take a look at the place. My other goals for the next few days are to continue building my team. Both Russell and Chris have other jobs, so their time commitments are completely limited. I'm going to need to find more help. And finally, I need to find myself a potential investor or a partner.
Elaine has 3 goals. She wants to raise $10,000 to fix up the Shepherd's Inn. The second thing she wants to do is build a team around her to help her achieve her goal. And then thirdly, Elaine wants to secure an investor who can be a long-term partner to assist her in growing the $1 million business. When Elaine says that she wants to raise $10,000 to fix up the place, that is referred to as raising capital. She's trying to get capital for the business. She wants to raise money that she can then invest into the business. One of the big problems with starting a business is being undercapitalized. And having been as successful as she has, she understands the importance of making sure she has adequate capital. Oftentimes, the first thing that someone does when they want to start a new business is run out and get a loan. But the problem with that is, if the business does not grow or does not start to see some traction gaining, the business will be saddled with debt. And often, for new businesses in particular, the bank requires that the owner or proprietor sign on personally to guarantee the loan. So that way, if the business is defunct, the owner proprietor will be responsible for paying the bank back. But raising capital through either selling things or through investors is not debt. It's an investment. There are tax opportunities to be had through capital investments as well, which you may want to talk to a tax advisor or CPA, of which I am not. So let's see what Elaine does first in this episode.
I've been dying to connect with some of the residents here at the inn. Meet me on the back stairs. My plan is to transform the place. And if I want my plan to succeed, it's important to win everyone over and get them on board.
Hi. Thank you. How long have you been living here?
I think since probably like November I've been here.
So you've been here through COVID and...
Yeah.
Yeah. Are y'all working? Do you have jobs?
No. I'm unemployed right now because of COVID.
I've been thinking the same thing.
Oh, we've been plotting on this.
I got some pictures from my grandma's house recently that I'm just gonna hang up in the hallway. Like I've been like, oh, we should do this, we should do that.
So I kind of had this idea to help the guy that owns this place a little bit. Can I commandeer you since you're not working to help with any projects I have?
Sorry, you're recruiting next? Is that what's happening?
Is that okay?
Yeah, we could do that.
We can do this.
There is no way I can build $1 million business on my own. I want this place to reach its full potential, and there is no better way to do that than to build my team from within the walls of the Shepherd's Inn.
The first goal that Elaine achieves this week is finding a team. She finds these 2 residents who are currently unemployed due to COVID, who are just looking for something to do, and she asks if they can be relied upon in the event that Elaine needs something in order to help improve the building for Russell. These two young ladies are looking for something to contribute to society, and they are willing to help and jump in at a moment's notice. Now, granted, the cameras are around, so that does make things a little bit more appealing, I'm sure. Nevertheless, they get involved. They can choose not to. And now Elaine has 2 additional members to her team to help build her $1 million business.
Opening a deli is expensive. There's so much equipment that I know very little about. What I really need to do is find myself a grocery and deli partner to help me with the experience that they already have and pay for it. Chris, Russell's manager of the Shepherd's Inn, has put me in contact with Anna. She owns the meat market in Clovis. I need her financial support, I need her deli expertise, and I'm on my way to meet her. Apparently the meat market has more than one location. The good news is this place is far enough away that downtown's a good second location. I'm really hoping that Anna could be my partner. It's really up to me to win her over. It's a win-win if I can get Anna on board. She not only can supply the meat to the grocery store and meat market, but she also knows how to own and operate a deli, and I need the money. I can't do it without her.
So on this side of town, the clientele is a little bit different than is at the other store.
Okay.
We have a lot more families, a lot more healthy eating people.
Even though this isn't a principle from Elaine, Anna gives us a great principle that we need to think about before we jump into starting a new business. You need to know your clientele. Just because a business works one way in one location does not necessarily mean it's going to work the same way in another location. Not everything is meant to be franchised. There may be a people group in one area like Anna's that is more health conscious and more upscale, and then the downtown location may not be so concerned about healthy eating. They just want to get food that's affordable. While the services may be the same, there may be some variation in product. So you need to know your market. You need to know who your customers are going to be, and you need to make sure that you understand the demographics in your area before you open a business. Let's keep watching.
I'm taking a sabbatical from my life to start a business. I stumbled across the inn, and I met Russell. And he told me I can't anymore. Even if I reopen, it's 50% capacity, which means I won't even break even. I just can't.
And there's so many of them out there like that.
The business just needs to change. It doesn't need to go away. There's a tremendous amount of traffic. What it needs to be is it needs to be a delicatessen where you're making lunches and you're getting them in and out of the door to city offices.
Okay.
People can come in, and a grocery store. And I need a partner in it, right? I need a partner in it.
Russell's the partner that's providing me space. What I really need is a partner that's going to provide money.
In business, the person that you are trying to make a deal with needs to know exactly what you need from them. Don't be shy. My father was in the military, so we traveled a lot, and I learned from my father very young in life. If you are shy, you wouldn't make a single friend. You wouldn't know anyone. And I apply it to business easily, because if you can't make friends and talk to people and go up to people, you can't sell yourself. And that's your biggest commodity. Are you into the deli idea, like a real deli?
I think it's something that's definitely worth looking at.
You've quadrupled your volume and you've bought yourself into the city. Everything is down there. And all of those people, those are your customers.
What's bad is with all this closure and stuff, it's turning into blight.
We all have to kind of like band together to lift it up. When would you be able to come downtown and see the location?
Within the next week or so.
Anna gave me a maybe today. I need to turn the maybe into a yes. The Shepherd's Inn is a mess. I need to get it ready so that when she comes in here and sits down with me, that she has the confidence that I have.
Don't be shy. Make sure that you're personable, that you're good with people, that you're relatable. People work with who they like. If people don't like you, they're not going to buy things from you. They're not going to seek business from you. They're not going to want to partner with you. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to be loud and obnoxious and aggravating and all over the place, but just be personable. Be someone who's likable and real. But also with this principle of don't be shy, make sure that you ask for what you're looking for. You heard Elaine ask Anna, I'm looking for a financial partner. In other words, I need your money. Don't be afraid to ask people for their money. That is what you're trying to do with your business. And if you can't ask it from investors, why would you think you'd be able to ask it from customers? Don't be shy. If you're building a business, you better believe that it's worth asking money for, that you believe that it deserves the money that is in your customers' pockets. If you don't believe it's worth the ask, then don't open it. Elaine is close to catching her partner for her $1 million business, but she hasn't quite got to that goal yet. So let's see how she does with her goal about raising funds.
I need somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000 so that I can hire a painting crew to get the job done in time.
That was an interesting shift, one that I have not seen in the show before. If you don't recall, go back and check the beginning of the video, but one of her goals was to raise $10,000 to renovate the Shepherd's Inn. Now she says her goal is from $5,000 to $10,000. So I'd be curious as to why that shift was made in her goal setting. Let's keep watching for now.
I've decided to start inventorying all the bar signs and all of the neon lighting and everything that's here in the bar that we won't be using to try to sell it to raise some revenue. Now I've got to get Russell on board with liquidating the whole bar inventory. I'm texting him to meet me in the dining room to talk about it. I had this idea that I could take some pictures of everything that we're not going to be using and see if I can sell what we're not using, because I think that some of the, I've been looking on the neon signs.
They're worth $300-400 a piece.
Right, you know, it starts to really add up, and they're not going to be. We want a whole new look, right? We want a whole new look. So, I feel like it's a good source of revenue to kind of pay for some of the things. Like, I need a proper painter. So, do you want me to just handle all of it, and I'll just tell you how much it is, and you can just say yes or no?
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
It's pretty unusual that a landlord would let you sell their stuff. I think things are different with Russell because he's doing it because it's going to benefit the project and him.
I hate to see the signs go, but I don't really have a good reason or a place to keep them, and there's a source of revenue that we need to get the project moving forward.
The plan is to liquidate the neon signs in order to raise revenue. So her goal is in getting this $5,000 to $10,000 to sell about 17 neon signs for top dollar, so she can use that money to then paint and clean up the Shepherd's Inn before Anna comes to consider investing in the business. You've probably heard of the phrase liquidation many times and just never really thought about it. Often you see the mattress companies and furniture companies regularly advertising that they are having a liquidation sale, where they're basically just getting rid of their inventory to make room for new inventory, and they are doing it at a lower cost. Now, whether they are actually doing it at a lower cost is a different question, but I digress. But liquidating is a great way to raise capital for a business. If you have items that are sitting around that you're not using, why not try to sell them to somebody else who may use them? Just because they've been in your family or just because they hold some special place in your heart doesn't necessarily mean that you should keep them. If it comes down to whether you are more interested in keeping those items or starting your business, then don't start the business. But if you're going to be a business owner, it takes sacrifices. And liquidating items that may be of value to you in a sentimental way may be the first sacrifice you have to make for your business. That being said, the signs are not sold yet, so the goal of liquidation has not yet been met. Right now, the only goal that Elaine has accomplished is building a team, and she's getting ready to pour into them in just a moment.
I'm going to talk with Gentry and Kelly, the girls that I met in the stairwell, to help me get this done. Would you mind taking a couple pictures of a couple of the signs? You can go into Google Images and put the picture of the sign in Google Images, and you can say, what's the price on this, and you'll get a ballpark to what to start it at.
Elaine is a boss, and I like the way that she takes control of situations, and I want to be like that.
There's a couple $1,500 signs, and then there's also some like $300 signs. And if we raised $10,000 from all this stuff, that paints this place and gets this place cleaned up.
Kind of self-funded, more or less.
Right.
I see Elaine right now as sort of like a mentor figure, someone that I can definitely just kind of watch and learn from.
Delegate to empower. If you're trying to run something, you got to have enough people underneath you to put it into actual motion. You never know what somebody's capable of, like Kelly and Gentry. They could be a well of untapped potential, but you won't know unless you give them something to do and let them shine.
Delegation is such an important part of running a business. You cannot do everything. Now, when you first begin, there may be some things that you have to do that ordinarily a business owner would not do. You may have to do it all to start. But at some point, you're going to need to trust people and hand things off. The only way you multiply yourself is by pouring into other people. You have to trust other people. They may not be able to do it 100% like you would do it, but if they would do 80% as well as you, hand it off to them and just deal with the 20% difference. Don't try to be a superhero. Delegate, trust people, and if you do that, you will see your business flourish. That's a great principle we get from Elaine Culotti here. The rest of the episode is taking the signs down and the difficulties that Russell has with letting a lot of these signs go that have been part of the family bar for many years. But there is still one more principle I want us to take away from this episode with Elaine.
I'm really hoping to build trust with Russell, Gentry, Kelly, and Chris. I'm starting to realize that they're totally depending on me to not just have a place to work, but also have a place to live. There's no way I can let them down and fail.
When you own and run a business, people depend on you. She recognizes that she needs to build trust with this team because they're looking to her not just for a place of employment, but in some of their cases, a place to live. They're wanting to make sure that what Elaine is building is something that's going to be built to last. And as an entrepreneur, business owner, a leader, it is your responsibility to lead your people, to build trust with them so that they know they can count on what you have to say. It doesn't mean you're going to be perfect. It doesn't mean that you're not going to make any mistakes. But what it does mean is that you are real with them, that you're transparent with them, that you communicate with them, and that you can build trust in them for you and your business. Again, I'm attorney Drew Page with the law firm Randall Page. You can reach me at my Suffolk, Virginia office at 757-935-9065. You can visit my website at www.randallpagelaw.com. You can email me drewpage@randallpagelaw.com. You can get a copy of my book, The Right Defense for a Traffic Offense in Virginia, by clicking the Amazon link below. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. And put in the comments what you think about these principles that Elaine gave us in this episode. What are your takeaways? Let me know if you have any other video ideas or other TV shows or movies that you would like me to break apart business principles for you to be able to use in your business. Please put it in the comments below and stay tuned.